Boundaries with Dale Brown. Acts 17:26 through 28. And he has made from one blood every nation of men to dwell on all the face of the earth, and has determined their pre-appointed times and the boundaries of their dwellings, so that they should seek the Lord in the hope that they might grope for him and find him, though he is not far from each one of us. For in him we live and move and have our being, as also some of your own poets have said, for we are also his offspring.
Sowing to harvest. In order to reap a harvest, the seeds must be sown first. Without the seeds, there is no harvest. Also remember this, a farmer who plants only a few seeds will get a small crop, but whoever plants generously will also reap generously. 2 Corinthians 9 verse 6. I know that for many of you, to be talking about planting seeds and harvesting the crop in this world seems daunting, maybe impossible. Isn't this world filled with fear, anxiety, uncertainty there will even be a tomorrow? Proverbs 3 verse 27 tells us, do not withhold good from those to whom it is due when it is in your power to act. So what is that telling us? Pretty self-explanatory. When we have the opportunity to do good, to spread seeds, we need to take that opportunity. Even a good deed can lead to a saved soul. The world which seems to be crumbling around us is in much need of good. There are lies and perversions everywhere. Deceit on social media, news media, government, neighbors, friends even. We do not know who or what to believe. Psalm 34 verses 13 and 14 say, keep your tongue from evil and your lips from speaking deceit. Depart from evil and do good. Seek peace and pursue it. Death. After going through a global pandemic filled with death and pain, it's hard to think about planting seeds. However, that very death is even more reason for us to be in the field. Contrary to what we want to believe, we are still in a pandemic. The world has become a very dangerous place for some. I hear people saying, well, I had COVID and it didn't hurt me. True, it didn't hurt most who had it. But what of those it did hurt? What of those it killed? Friends, family, grandpa, grandma. Were they in the harvest? Do we just ignore those? We needed Jesus Christ. They needed Jesus Christ. And I can only hope they found him. I know he found them. Galatians 6 verse 7 says, don't be misled. You cannot mock the justice of God. You will always harvest what you plant. God is saying there may be days you struggle. There may be days you feel weak. But there is never a day I am not there. My love will help you go forward. Listen to the voice of the Holy Spirit. It speaks to us on behalf of Jesus. It leads us, guides us to truths we may not even knew existed. The Holy Spirit gives us the seeds to plant. There was a time in my life when I felt so all alone, even though I was surrounded by friends, by family. I felt alone and lost. I was alone and lost because I isolated myself. I became my own worst enemy But God gave someone seeds to plant. Those seeds were planted, and when I was at my worst, God said, now is the time for harvest. Galatians 6, verse 7 says you will always harvest what you plant. Through a miracle from God, with me at the lowest point in my life, Jesus came to me. He lifted me out of my depression and confusion. He built me up and gave me a ministry. He harvested the seeds that had been planted. He can do the same for you. He is only a seed away. 2 Corinthians 9, verse 6 says again, but whoever plants generously will also reap generously. Matthew 28, verse 20 says, I will be with you always, even to the ends of the earth. That is a promise from God to always be there to help us, even when we do not see or feel Him. He is always helping. John 4:35 says, you know the saying, 4 months between planting and harvest. But I say, wake up and look around. The fields are already ripe for harvest. You could be the difference between heaven or hell in someone's life. It's a great responsibility. God would not entrust it to you unless He knew you could handle it. Now is the time to start sowing for harvest.